Welcome to this channel again, guys. Our salutation of the day goes to Judith Murumba, our new subscriber. Quite an amazing person, how you support this channel. Today, William Ruto is again trending in social media over something that has been making him trend in this country for the last 4 years. This is after he made an announcement while attending a church service in Vihiga that he was not going to donate to the church. Today, the 6th of February, William Ruto attended a church service in Emuhaya constituency in Mwachio Anglican Church alongside Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Wetangula, and other leaders. So, in part of that, the church also had plans for construction of a building there. And I want to understand that maybe they had mentioned that to William Ruto. So while addressing the congregation, William Ruto defended his decision not to conduct a fundraiser in the church, talking about the clause in the Election Act of 2011 that says that politicians are not to conduct, attend, and participate in any harambes 8 months to general election. This was actually put there to curtail leaders who can use money as influencer of the voters. So that is what William Ruto said there. I want to ask you guys, do you think that William Ruto did not give money to that church? Or he gave but did not want the amount to be announced? Or he did not want it to be known? There are two perspectives here. Maybe William Ruto did not give money. The other school of thought is perhaps he gave money but gave a small amount, maybe compared to what he's been giving in the last 4 years, and perhaps he would be blamed. And that would also cause an uproar and show his competitors that perhaps he is a broke man. Today, in this video, I want us to pursue both theories, whether he gave or not. But I also want to explain to you why I think that intentionally William Ruto might have decided not to donate any shilling to that church. That's what we're going to look. Guys, if you're watching this video for the first time and you've not yet subscribed, kindly take a second and subscribe. Click the notification bell, and thank you very much for over 1,000 subscribers in this channel. My first reason, guys, do you think William Ruto is broke? If you ask me, remember, I might think that he's trying to reduce on his campaign expenditure. Whether that means that he's broke or it is strategic, it depends on your own interpretation. But on political expenditure, William Ruto is broke. This is coming a week, I think, few days after he flew to Dubai on what many political pundits argued was a mission to look for campaign finances. And maybe whatever he got is not yet enough or did not meet his expectations. Then one of the measures that he has to put on campaign financing, or rather on campaign expenditure, is to stop such donations. That is my reason number one. Number two, do you think William Ruto is just trying to refrain from his long-term politics of tokenism or the empowerment? I want to answer this question by what I have always analyzed in this channel. That since January, William Ruto changed his political tactic. He now holds the rallies, the stadium rallies, which are not expensive. The stages that they are using already, they have catered for. You only need to cater for the stage and sound. Then in terms of bringing crowd to the stadium, the leaders that are eyeing different seats within that area will take care of that. So he spends less on it. That could be number one. So this could be a fair plan started by him to water down on this issue of using money as an influencer. I was talking to a friend who is a very close supporter of William Ruto, and I was telling him that if there is something that William Samoei Ruto must always avoid from now, is to stop shouting figures. Because the moment he goes to church A and maybe gives 2 million, he goes to another place, promises Mamambaga 1 million, Borboga 4 million, the other people 1 million. Behind him, his competitors are carrying the calculators, adding the figures, then coming out to discredit and question the source of his world. And I saw some subscribers in this channel saying, he's corrupt, and so he's using corruption proceeds. And of course, there's the people who also believe in that. So I want to believe that William Ruto is running away from the politics of figures. Maybe he's opting to give money and doesn't want it to be known, or he doesn't want to shout the figure because competitors are using that. Raila Odinga is sharp critic of where he's getting his money to splash the millions to churches, pastors, and Mamba. I want to do my punchline on this topic very critically, and I want you to ask yourself, let me jog your mind. In the first place, why do you think William Ruto was doing donations in churches? In my simple understanding, if it was being done in the good faith of being a man of God, or as the way he puts it, that wale hawajui Mungu, ni sisi tunajua Mungu, then he would have even done that donation because the same God, he will have the audacity to say that God is above the Constitution. And sorry to say this, do you think IEBC can block William Ruto from vying for presidency by the mere fact that he breached the law on Harambes? Let me also tell you, remember, this law does not really restrict only Harambes and fundraising, even attending and participating. You might be there, not give money, but even attending is prohibited. So because that church had Harambee, they have already broke the law by attending even that. So if it was in good faith, then you'd have donated. But because the political donation, the church donations were part of the political strategy that William Ruto was using to marshal the church around his presidency. And that is what worked very well in central Kenya. If you do your research, you realize that churches where William Ruto have done donations in central are more than any other part of this country. He has given, I think he has done mostly in central and western. Western, he has even given cash to the clergy. What that tells you, and remember by the time he was giving money, it is because it's Baba Kwagunia. This is something that has been there. And so you cannot use that in Vihiga. The reason why is because it was strategic. And Vihiga, he already have Musalia Mudavadi. Even if things stand tall, William Ruto with Mudavadi is going to give him more votes in Vihiga than any other Western county. And let us agree on this. So that tool was not the perfect tool to use in Vihiga. And that is why intentionally, rather deliberately, he would have decided, I'm not going to give the money. It has no effect. Unlike in other areas where it's a bit slippery, like the coast, Kilifi is slippery. So you must use money to make sure that you streamline things. Vitu kwa ground zikuwe different. That's one. My second punchline is this. Musalia Mudavadi told William Ruto that they were not going to donate anything to that church. Why? Mudavadi has a very long-term beef with Anglican Church Archbishop Ole Sapit. Let me take you back to last year in September 2021. During an event in Butere Secondary School, That is the school of, that is where Rachel Ruto, wife to Ruto, went to. And another good friend of mine called, I think, Ivy, was telling me. Now, Ole Sapit said that he banned politicians from even attending and addressing the congregants. And in that event, Mudavadi, Wetangula, Raila, Charity Ngilu were attending. And Mudavadi and Wetangula walked out in protest because to them, they actually saw that it was a character assassination, that Ole Sapit just had something personal with the two of them. But even Raila, who attended it, did not participate. So I want to believe that maybe he's just trying to do another revisit. And so Musalia decided that even though there is the fundraiser, they are not going to be part of it. If anything, there is the freedom of association and assembly. I don't think even if they wanted to attend the service, they could just announce the previous day of the previous week, we are coming to have a service with you. And that is it. Maybe then just look on how they can even give some small cash to the presiding bishop or pastor of the day. And it ends there. So, guys, that is my analysis. I saw a very funny tweet on Twitter this afternoon, and I think that topic was trending. Someone was saying that William Ruto paid Musalia and Wetangula. Why should he even still go and pay the home church? I think it was time for Musalia to try and share part of what he got from William Ruto. Guys, my analysis is done there. What do you think?